It's easy for a man in combat to forget that this is a world war, that fighting doesn't begin and end on the piece of ground on which he stands.
Connie? Got a message for you, a cablegram from the Navy Department.
Younger brother. Missing in action.
Where was he?
Pacific. Recon. Gibson, I've got to arrange transportation in April. I'm going out there.
I'm sure we can find a loose jeep for you. I'm very sorry, Mr. Wright.
Let me get my stuff together. Blackjack. That's the code name for it. This hostile splotch of land in a hostile sea. Blackjack belongs to the Japanese now. Their troops are on it, their planes are over it, their ships surround it. We have plans to change all that, big plans. Now, we know a great deal about the enemy on Blackjack. We're greedy. We want to know more, much, much more. We want every scrap of information we can lay our hands on, and that's why these men are here.
We'll cover you. Film, Lieutenant.
The Nips probably had the camera out of the plane before it stopped bouncing.
I wonder what happened to the flyboy. He was lucky he's dead. If he wasn't, he was picked up by the Nips.
We might as well get back to the beach. Lieutenant! Hit the deck.
He's like a nip I ever saw.
Let him up.
Who are you? My name is Jakob Schneider. Please, I come to help you. One of my boys saw you land.
Boys?
Natives. Many of them used to work for me. I grew copra. For 20 years on this island, I grew copra.
How come the Nips let you run around loose?
Because I'm just a drunken old man. A drunken German old man.
And why do you want to help us?
This is my home, this island, not Germany. I do not want the Japanese here. The Japanese are a very literal people. Hitler's their ally. Therefore, all Germans must be their friends. I know what you've come for. I will help you. It's over there.
Cagle, Mazzini, stay here. Film magazine. How did you get it?
The pilot unloaded the camera and gave it to me. He said maybe someone will come to see if it's still on the plane.
What happened to the pilot?
When the plane was hit, he bailed out. 2 of my boys took him to the cave in the hills to hide him. I will take you.
Wait a minute. How far do we have to go? How long will it take?
The man is hurt, badly hurt. He will have to be carried. An hour, maybe longer.
That's pretty indefinite.
We have 2 hours before we rendezvous with the sub.
And if we're not there when it surfaces, it isn't going to wait for us.
We're less than an hour from the beach.
If we go back the way we came and take a chance as native boys, the only one who spotted us.
I think we can make it.
Look, Lieutenant, we're not going for a stroll around the block. There's no telling how long it'll take us. Cutting our way through this jungle, carrying an injured man, and looking out for nips.
An hour. 1 hour at the most. The man is hurt. I can't do nothing for him. Without the doctor, he may die. Or the Japanese will find him. No, you cannot leave him here.
We got what we came for, Lieutenant. The odds were 1,000,000 to 1 the nips would have already grabbed it. But somebody thought that film was worth the risk and a gamble. We'd better not blow it now. What'll it be, Lieutenant?
I wish I could make this crummy war as black and white as you do, Sergeant. Let's get back to the beach. You want to pull out with us?
I don't think your jungle is any better than mine.
Let's go.
We'll have to take them without a firefight. You and Mazzini get around the other side of them. Cagle and I hit them from this side. Move! Film's back on the beach.
Go get it. Get the raft in the water.
Well, well, well. You learn something new every day.
For instance?
There really is such a thing as red ice water.
Sergeant Berrigan?
Yes?
My name's Conley Wright. Colonel Barnes, G2, gave me permission to talk to Lieutenant Harper about your mission on Blackjack.
I shouldn't think that'd be for publication.
It isn't. My interest is personal. The pilot on the plane that crashed. My brother.
I see. We weren't told the pilot's name.
I was in Naples when I heard he was missing. That was 3 days ago. I've been traveling ever since. I just talked to Lieutenant Harper. When he told me you were here, I decided to look you up. I don't know exactly why, except maybe the way he talked about you. Not so much what he said, the way he said it. Obviously, he envies you, Sergeant.
Why should he?
Well, apparently, you found the secret to making the right decision. Lieutenant Harper thinks it's because you don't let yourself have any friends.
The lieutenant is wrong. I have a lot of friends. Buried all over the South Pacific.
That makes it a lonely war.
I don't have much time, Mr. Wright. I'm checking out of here this morning. I'll be on a plane at 1600 to catch up with my outfit.
What made you decide not to go after my brother?
I didn't decide anything. It was the lieutenant's decision.
That's what the lieutenant said. Matter of fact, he didn't want me to talk to you. He doesn't want you to think he's dodging his responsibilities.
I know the lieutenant. I know he wouldn't. I just told him what I thought, and I happen to be right. If we hadn't gone back to the beach and knocked off the Japanese patrol, we'd have never gotten off the island.
You didn't know about the patrol.
What's your point?
You had 2 hours. And no way of knowing you'd run into trouble. Yet you left my brother on that island, maybe to be captured, maybe to be killed.
We had a job to do.
You also had an obligation to a trapped and injured man.
We were sent in there to get some recon film. Not go wandering all over an island, letting some rum pot take us who knows where, how far, or how long.
Not even if it meant saving a man's life.
Wait a minute. We're not talking about a man. The reason you're so steamed up is because it's your brother that's on that island.
I don't expect you to buy this, but it doesn't make any difference to me who the man is.
You're right, I don't buy it. We're talking about your brother. You care about him. You have to.
And you don't.
Not about anybody, not anymore. Those guys I mentioned, guys I'd known for 15 years in the Corps. I saw most of them get it. One minute they were there, the next they were gone. Then I realized each one of them was taking a hunk of me with him when he went. That's when I stopped caring. I hope you find your brother, Mr. Wright.
It's a big war out here in the Pacific, and I don't expect to see Gunnery Sergeant Matt Berrigan again. Even though I know we're headed for the same destination. I've flown from Hawaii to a small coral atoll. Springboard for the long jump to Blackjack. The date, D-7.
That'll be all, gentlemen. Berrigan, come on in. Good to have you back, Gunny.
Thank you, sir.
Sit down. How you feeling?
Oh, good as new, sir.
Well, that won't be any too good where we're going. I guess you already know that, huh? Having been there. Sorry about Lieutenant Harper. We could use him. We need the experience. Well, according to present plan, we're scheduled to go in with the first wave. So I hope you didn't leave any unfinished business back in Oahu, because I think we're going to be out here a little longer than usual this trip. I need you to help me to push a platoon. You can take your pick of which one, as long as it's the third. Lieutenant Cameron's.
Cameron, a new boy.
Brand new. Lieutenant Cameron, come on in. Lieutenant, this is Gunnery Sergeant Matt Berrigan.
Berrigan? Matt Berrigan? Sergeant, I had a lot of people bend my ear about you.
I'm assigning the sergeant to your platoon.
Oh, that's great, just great. Where'd you get, guy?
On deck.
Oh, come on. See you later, Captain.
After you, sir.
skipper's a great guy, isn't he? You know, Sergeant, ever since we left the staging area at Hilo, he's been worrying whether or not you'd catch up with us. So have I, since I heard about you. This your gear?
Yes, sir.
Sergeant, that's something I'd like to get straight right now. This yes sir, no sir routine. I did my 90 days. I know what the book says. If it moves, salute it. Well, it's not my routine. I get a little nervous having a real Marine like you. Sir, let's forget it, huh? First name's Dave?
Lieutenant. I'll carry him.
And Dalton up here is new. Clevenger, Herzog, Kelso. This is our radio operator, Harvey Loomis. Harvey, say hello to Sergeant Berrigan.
Good morning, Sergeant.
And you know the rest of the boys, Ben Cagle, Vince Mazzini.
Vince, how things going?
I just lost a button off this jacket.
Now hear this. All Marine officers report to the troop commander.
Maybe they want me to pull up the anchor. Sergeant, good to have you aboard.
Cagle, good to see you again.
Now, there's a real friendly guy. I mean, just plain folk.
You look great, Sarge. I see you've met our new leader.
Where did he come from?
We're afraid to ask.
Well, anyway, he's our friend, our buddy, our pal. Whether we want one or not, we got one.
The kids love him, almost as much as he loves them.
When he took over back at Hilo, he made a speech. Remember that? Real gung-ho. I never felt so wanted my whole life.
And he hasn't stopped talking yet.
So, if you're wondering why the captain put you back in the platoon...
See you, Sarge.
D-5, and the sea is full of ships. On D-2, the storm will break, and for 48 hours, a torrent of steel and fire will rain on Blackjack.
Now, here it is, on a knoll about 1,500 yards in from Red Beach. From this bunker, the enemy can see all the way down to Blue Beach and call the shots for his artillery. The Navy guns may knock it out before we go in there, but you're going to have to go up and check. It's not knocked out, you take it out and fast. Any questions?
No, sir. You can count on our boys to get the job done. Can't imagine.
That's nice to know, Lieutenant.
I guess that did sound a little rah-rah, didn't it? Of course, that figures. In college, they made me a quarterback when all I really wanted to be was a cheerleader.
And as a quarterback, Lieutenant, how many games did you win?
Captain, I'm coming off the longest losing streak in intercollegiate history.
Will there be anything else, sir?
Oh, that'll be all for now.
Now hear this. The smoking lamp is out.
Okay, Sergeant, let's have it. What's wrong?
Wrong?
Man, I want to make friends. I am with most of the guys. But not you or Cagle or Mazzini or any of the older men. Why? What's the matter? You formed a We Don't Like Dave Cameron club or something?
No, sir.
I'm asking you, Sergeant.
All right. We just don't get it, Lieutenant.
You don't get what?
All this buddy-buddy stuff.
Something wrong with that?
That depends. If you think the men are going to overlook your mistakes,
I don't plan on making any mistakes.
you will. Everybody does. You're a platoon leader, Lieutenant. When we hit the beach, you're not going to be asking guys to go in. You're going to be telling them where you better be. And be prepared to kick a few rear ends if they don't move.
And you don't think I will?
I don't know. And that's what worries me. And Vince and Cagle and the rest of us who've been through it. These guys don't need friends. Some have one. Some don't want any. What they want is a man who knows where he's going and how to get there, maybe even get him back. They want a leader they can trust. They don't have to like him. They can hate his guts, but they'll go with him.
But they don't have to hate him, do they, Sergeant?
There'll come a time, Lieutenant, when you wish they did. You're going to see men die. You're going to tell them to go out and get themselves killed. And when that time comes, you wish they were all faces and not friends.
What am I going to do, Matt? I like my men. I don't want to hide that fact behind a second lieutenant's bar.
It's your platoon, Lieutenant. You run it any way you want. Just so you run it.
I intend to. I may be new and green, Sergeant, but I'll run my platoon. I'll push it anywhere I'm told. Good night, Sergeant.
Good night, Lieutenant.
D-2. days and 2 nights, the sea has boiled, the earth has trembled, and the sky has been filled with birds of prey. But in the end, the enemy is still on Blackjack, hurt and dazed, but he's still there, waiting. Waiting for the other ships and the men he knows are coming. D-Day, H hour, and the order is given, land the landing force.
Now hear this. Now hear this. Marines, man your demarcation stations.
Well, one thing we know, it isn't the lieutenant's teeth chattering.
Loomis, get up with the lieutenant!
Right up ahead. Kegler and I'll work around. Lieutenant! Didn't anybody ever tell him that's not the way it's done?
What does he want us along for?
Keep score, maybe.
Move out! Loomis, the radio's no good here.
Looks like it's out of commission.
I'm not so sure, Lieutenant.
Let's find out.
Lieutenant! Study this one! Study this one! Be careful, Lieutenant. Those babies are full of tricks. Study this one! Study this one! Study this one! Study this one!
A walk-in booby trap. How'd you know, Sergeant?
I've seen them try it before, and I've seen it work. There's something about them, the way they walk, the way they look. You know they're not giving up. You got here in a hurry, Lieutenant.
Where were you? Back there kicking rear ends?
Yeah. Aren't you pressing your luck?
We're here, aren't we?
Not all of us.
Who?
Dalton,
Dalton?
Herzog, Grimes, Clevenger. They were all friends of yours, weren't they, Lieutenant? traces out of that belt we can do without advertising tonight.
Sergeant? I'm sorry about down on the beach. It won't happen again.
Better not. You could have gotten us both killed.
I said I was sorry.
That isn't good enough.
What do you want, blood?
I'm afraid they're gonna beat me to it. Look, kid, you're in the Marines. You asked for this. I don't know why. Maybe you got something to prove.
What do you mean by that?
Not a thing. I just want to stay alive.
Well, don't let me stop you.
I don't intend to. You're not gonna make one mistake I don't see, Loomis. And when I do, I'm gonna jump on you with both feet. Every time.
Papa Bear's got himself a new cub. Now he's gonna teach him how to hunt.
Hey, look at Harvey. He hates him already.
Yeah, but the more he hates him, the longer he'll stay alive. Kegel, if you dig much deeper, you're gonna wind up fighting Germans. You. Come on.
Marine, you die. You hear, Marine? You die.
I remember that guy from somewhere.
Hey, Marine. Hey, Joe, you die. You die.
We hear you, Yamamoto! We hear you!
They're itching to suck us into a fight.
Help! Help!
Lieutenant? I hear it.
Help me!
Yeah, that's close. Yeah.
Help!
Sarge, it sounds kosher.
Isn't that how it's supposed to sound?
Oh, please help me!
It's Kelso, sir. His hole's right over there. Who's with him? He's alone. You sent Weldon back to the company as a runner. Lieutenant, what are we gonna do? Harvey, it's just a trick to smoke us out, to get us to... No, Lieutenant, it's Kelso. I know it.
Marine, you die!
Lieutenant? Be quiet. Be quiet, Harvey.
Kill with a knife.
And I thought it was a trick. Just the other day, he was telling me on the ship that after the war, he...
By D-Day +6, we're on Blackjack to stay. There's nothing the enemy can do to reclaim it. It's just a matter of time. Time and men. But how much time? How many men?
Cassidy, get back!
Yes, sir. Right away. Captain Barlow wants another patrol down to the river. Not you. Captain wants to see us right away.
Well, what's up? So whose squad are you gonna send out?
Mazzini's, I guess.
It just got back.
That's right. They lose anyone?
Weldon was hurt.
Bad?
No. So who are you gonna send?
Why don't you ask Schwartz there?
Ask?
Tell! You get off my back, Sergeant.
I'm not the one who's on your back, Lieutenant. It's 10 other guys. Loomis! Is that the way they taught you to carry a weapon?
Battalion says that unless we can silence those guns up on this hill, all we'll be doing is spinning our wheels. Our artillery and planes can't reach them. Most of the guns are in caves. They come out, blast us, and then pull back in again.
So what do we do, Captain?
Well, eventually those guns will starve themselves to death. That'll take time. We're going to speed up the process. From some natives, Italians learned that the Japanese have an ammo dump in a cave right here. They want a patrol. They're going to blow it up. They want it done tomorrow morning. Now, here's a detailed map of the area. By traveling all night, you'll be able to reach the area at dawn. Blowing up the ammo dump is just half the job. En route, you'll pass a little village on the outskirts of what once was a copra plantation owned by a man called Schneider. Conley! This is Lieutenant Cameron.
Lieutenant, how are you, sir?
We've already met Sergeant Berrigan.
Sergeant?
Mr. Wright?
Mr. Wright's brother was shot down while flying a recon mission for the Navy before the invasion. This man Schneider knows, or says he knows, where the natives have Lieutenant Wright hidden. Berrigan's already had contact with Schneider during the pre-invasion mission on Blackjack. And this man Schneider still lives in the village. He'll be skirting. Johnny, you ought to go in and find out from where Lieutenant Wright is.
You want us to bring him back, Captain?
If you can do it without jeopardizing the rest of the mission. If you can't, we'll send in another patrol for him when you get back. Any questions?
No, sir.
That's it, then.
Good luck.
Pleasure.
Sergeant, I want to apologize.
For what?
For needling you back at Pearl. I was upset about my brother.
Forget it.
Good luck.
Thanks.
This is a switch, no restless natives.
I'll see if Schneider's around.
We'll cover you. Mazzini, go with him.
You check that first hut.
Sarge.
Schneider. Must have been quite a party.
Schneider! Wake up!
I guess the Nips figure all Germans aren't their friends after all.
Hold it.
Go.
Stay here.
Loomis, drop your radio. Let's go. Loomis, see?
All right, Cracker, this is good.
Let's move. He wasn't dead.
Look at it! That's it.
Blow it!
Wait. Where's Loomis?
I thought he was ahead of us.
I don't know where he is.
Lieutenant! Lieutenant, help me!
It's Loomis!
Help me!
I'll get him.
There isn't time. There's another patrol.
We left him there. We've got to get him.
Blow it!
Stay away from that.
Cagle! I said blow it! Someone help! Help me! I said blow it, Cagle!
I could have gotten that kid.
There wasn't enough time, and you know it. Matt, you almost had me convinced. I was almost afraid to see anything except faces. Not friends, not Marines, not anybody I liked, just faces. Well, I'm not going to be afraid of that. I'm not going to stop caring. Hurry up.
Would you like another cup of coffee, Captain? How about you, Mr. Wright?
No, thanks.
Here they come. Where'd the blast all the way down here? What'd you lose?
A communicator.
Mr. Wright. Sorry.
So long, Conley.
Lieutenant? Sergeant? Thanks.
Sure. Sorry to see you go.
I promised some guys in Italy I'd be back as soon as I could.
Tell them when they're through over there, we could use a hand.
A Marine asking the Army for help. Sergeant, you better do something about this guy.
I'm trying to. Believe me, it isn't easy.
Fighting on Blackjack will end soon. When it does, the jungle has a way of quickly healing its wounds and hiding its scars. Not so the men who fight here. They will carry their wounds and scars and the memory of their dead with them when they leave, taking them to another island, another jungle, another fight.
Gallant Men, starring Robert McQueenie as Conley Wright, William Reynolds as Captain Benedict, Robert Ridgely as Lieutenant Kimbrough, Richard X. Slattery as Sergeant McKenna, Eddie Fontaine as Private D'Angelo, Roland Lastarza as Private Lukovich, Robert Gothi as Private Hanson, Roger Davis as Private Gibson.